In this bulletin, Vunisea Hospital set as main COVID facility. COVID patients in Lambasa stable. An overseas expert engaged to investigate recent fires.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Ateda Lendua.
Good afternoon, Fiji. Vunisea Hospital in Khandavu has been set up as the main COVID-19 admission facility with a 20-bed capacity. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says sections of the hospital have been designated as a triage area, COVID admission wards and non-COVID admission wards. Dr. Fong says 3 COVID patients are currently admitted at the hospital and in stable condition. He adds for pregnant mothers, near-term mothers have been brought to Vunisea Hospital for close monitoring. The Vunisea Secondary School has also been identified as a possible intermediate care facility if patient numbers continue to increase. 9 health screening teams are in Khandavu to systematically undertake outbreak assessment for the 75 villages and 15 settlements on the island. Khandavu now has 332 active cases of COVID-19. 3 positive cases from Namaratiri settlement in Lambasa are stable in a quarantine facility in Malau. Permanent Secretary for Health Dr. James Fong says all 64 primary contacts tested negative on day 1 and they now await the result of the repeat swab test done yesterday. A total of 181 secondary contacts were identified and all have tested negative. So far, there have been no reported surges in respiratory illness from the screening clinics. The government-provided rations continue to be distributed to those in quarantine and the lockdown area. The outlook for the north remains guarded as the risk of community transmission remains significant. The public in the north is reminded to continue listening to the ministry's advice. The National Fire Authority engaged Country Fire Authority based in Australia to investigate the incidents at Bartown Council's Central Arcade and Tapu's bulk store in Raiwaisuva. Chief Executive Paumau Soane says they met virtually to discuss the causes of the fire and have now completed their reports. Soane says they have briefed the Minister for Local Government, Pramila Kumar, and the NFA board of their findings. He adds arson has been ruled out for both incidents as the cause of the fires were electrical fault related. The standard operating procedures used by Environment Impact Assessment Officers have been refined to help in decision making. Principal Environment Officer Seinimili Nakora says a more robust counter-vetting checklists helps vet applications thoroughly before approvals are given. Presenting the Ministry of Environment's report to the Standing Committee of Public Accounts, Nakora says they have an approved annual work plan and report to the Economy Ministry annually. Nakora says once approvals are given, officers will continue to monitor work by developers to ensure they comply with the relevant development policies.
All EIA officers have individual work plan in place that aligns to the unit's annual work plan. The annual work plan and the IWPs for the EIA units are derived from the department's annual budget and the ministry's strategic plan of 2019 to 2024.
Now in the Maritime Islands, the Solo Mums Project, along with its members, are planning to provide assistance to those affected. The project, which is run under International Needs Fiji, has assisted hundreds of families during the COVID-19 pandemic, especially in the Central and Western divisions. Project manager Esther Nakarabatu says they continue to receive requests for food packs from households in need.
Relevant access finance and food security, and also accessing education materials.
The death toll from Hurricane Ida in the U.S. has risen to 5, but authorities fear that the number will continue to grow. 2 people were killed and 10 injured in Mississippi after a highway collapsed, sending vehicles plunging into a deep hole. And to our latest COVID-19 update for today, Fiji recorded 505 new COVID-19 infections for the period ending at 8 a.m. yesterday. 343 cases are from the west, 105 from the central, and 57 from Kandavu. 7 people have died from COVID-19 over a 4-day period from 27th to the 30th of August. Fiji has recorded 46,646 cases since April this year. There are now 19,151 active cases with 26,761 recoveries in total. The COVID-19 death toll now stands at 496. The vaccination campaign also continues around the country. In the latest update, 559,650 or 95.6% of the target population have received their first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine. 271,329 or 46.7% of eligible Fijians are now fully vaccinated. The 5 most vaccinated areas include Ba, Rewa, Nandronga and Naitasiri, which are 100% first jabbed, then Nandi. Up ahead, big plans for women's rugby. And female chess players contribute to win. Stay with us. Welcome back. 2022 will be a big year for women's rugby in Fiji. With the Commonwealth Games and World Cup set for next year, Fiji Rugby is confident our women will stamp their mark again on the international stage. Chief Executive John O'Connor says this is only the beginning of what we can expect from our women's team.
It's opportunities for women next year. We have the Commonwealth and World Cup, and then we also have the Fiji, the World Cup in New Zealand. So it's a big year for women's rugby. And there's huge opportunities there.
Fiji's final hopes at the Tokyo Paralympic Games now lies in the hands of Yosefo Rekesa. Rekesa will compete in the javelin event on Saturday after missing out on a medal prospect due to a technical timeout in the short put event on Monday. Rekesa is not letting the early event dampen his spirit.
It's unfortunate that I was not able to compete in short put event. I am not disheartened, but I am focusing on javelin now. The aim is to get a new personal best.
The contribution of female chess players in the sport has been bearing fruit. Senior player Taione Sikivo says over the past few months, Fiji has become more competitive thanks to their female players who have been holding the fort. Sikivo adds they are trying to qualify for Division 3 after a successful virtual outing.
We are really fortunate that our ladies were able to kind of like contribute a lot of points for Team Fiji and kind of carry Team Fiji, and that was more the dominant team this year, and things we're looking forward to next year. So this year we saw that we have potential to qualify for Division 3.
A weak trough of low pressure with associated cloud and showers affect the eastern and northern parts of the country. Showers expected to develop over the rest of the country and later tomorrow. That's FBC News Now. Join us again for our 1-hour major bulletin at 7 p.m. and be sure to download the FBC app to access the latest in news, sports and live radio broadcasts from any of our 6 FBC radio stations. You stay safe and good afternoon.